Ladies and gents, welcome to Crypto Chat UK, and also welcome to my rather dark broom cupboard looking area this evening as well. It isn't a broom cupboard, I promise. It's not one of them, but it's looking a bit dark, and hopefully you can see me okay. Just wanted to go through a few things tonight. More news that I've seen that's really should be looked at if you've not seen it. A bit of the news I'm going to show you is a few days old. I did want to get on a few days ago, but I just didn't get a chance again. So I piled this news up together and just wanted to go through it. Also, have a quick look at the market as well. We could probably start with that. So let's have a quick look at how the market is doing. Superb at the moment. We're looking at 238 billion market cap. Bitcoin dominance 53%, still staying around that, which is pretty good. Bitcoin showing really firm growth at the moment, really steady, firm growth. Currently at just under $7,400. I think it might break that 7,400 mark. Who knows? Probably will be a pullback at some point, usual. I don't think it'll be a bad one or anything. I don't think there's going to be any major drops. I might be wrong. Don't forget, I am not a financial advisor. This is just my own opinion and basically what I kind of do with my own research and the results I come up with and what I think about. Earlier in the year, I did say in one of my videos, I was looking at it the other day, time to buy, and I think it was about 300 billion. And it did go high. It went up to 400 billion, so it was a good time to buy. But then, obviously, if you had a held there, it did have a bit of a crash down to 190 billion. So make sure you make your own decisions on it. I mean, it wouldn't be a problem anyway, because eventually, as far as I'm concerned, it will grow above that. But obviously, there was a better buy-in time just a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe more, when it hit 190 billion. But anyway, looking good. I'm very pleased. I think if there is any pullbacks now, it probably is time to get some more items, get any of the cryptos that you're wanting to get involved in, or secure yourself more of a spot in the ones that you want to buy more of. Okay, well, quick look at the market here. Quite a lot of greens, not much in the way of the reds. Ethereum's really struggling to make the $300 mark. I can see that for sure. XRP, it's not really broken through that 34 cents mark as far as I can tell. That's kind of what we're looking for. Looking for it to break the 34 cents and carry on an upward swing from there. Hopefully, Bitcoin Cash, that's had some good growth actually the last week or so. Stellar, the usual. I think that's going to be huge in a year's time or less. Cardano, Litecoin, still not going anywhere near its usual highs in the past, but still plenty of time for this to happen. See how it goes. Cardano, definitely. I am loving that at 10 cents. Going to be buying some more of that. I'm looking at a few under $1, grabbing them at any little drops that I can. And the few that I'm thinking of is XRP. I want some more of them. Stellar, some more of that. Cardano, possibly, I might secure my position a bit more in Zilliqa as well. If you look at Zilliqa, it is down to 4.6 cents. Everybody thinks this is a great idea, Zilliqa. I think it is, and if they pull it off, it's all good. It is early doors for Zilliqa. Kind of still unsure because the way the market has changed quite a bit, but we'll see how it goes. I think Zilliqa is at least a great punt, that's for sure. But looking at them ones at under $1, I am sure they're going to grow, particularly XRP and certainly Cardano. And as far as I'm concerned, one of my favourites, which is Stellar as well. We'll see how they go, but I'll probably bring some more news on them eventually. Anyway, talking to news, let's have a look at some here. Some articles that I've been looking at. Now, lately, I have been finding a lot of these articles on Bitcoinist. It just seems to display them quite better than a lot of the others. But this has been on a few channels, and so as various articles that I'm going to show you, which I'm showing on Bitcoinist, have been on other news channels, crypto news channels. Okay, so this one's about EU officials set for fresh talks on regulating cryptocurrencies. The European Union is reportedly gearing up for a fresh round of talks concerning cryptocurrency regulation. This move comes after the EU Parliament in July advised the EU not to ban cryptocurrency. So stricter cryptocurrency regulatory measures. I mean, basically, they're talking about, obviously, top on the agenda for the EU is in the fresh round of talks about the virtual currency market is a need for stricter regulation. So they do say most of the issues revolve around a perceived lack of transparency, as well as the usual money laundering and tax evasion rhetoric. Some of that is a load of crap. Okay, the rhetoric of that's just a load of political, pardon the terminology, bullshit. But you know, there is obviously ability to abuse any market and use it for naughty gains. But you know, That's the same with any currency anyway. But obviously you've got to be careful. And regulation means that perhaps adoption, safety for the commercial person, safety for the domestic person using it, and seeing what goes on. So another pain point for EU regulators is the volatility of the market. Virtual currency prices are known to experience wild swing, which open up the potential for devastating losses and massive gains. Authorities in the region believe that there aren't sufficient laws to protect investors from the former. Of course, now, you know, it's like I said before, if you have gone in on a high and it drops massively, well, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's only your loss once you've sold. If you do think you're still early in the market and it's just had another drop like it has done many times, what you could call a crash like it has many times, it is just the market getting itself in gear. We talked about this before. It's way off where it's going to be as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of people concerned, and it's obviously going to be a lot bigger. So as long as you've gone for the right cryptos, even if you manage to get these drops, as long as you're careful with it, then you know you will get them gains. Then you will get them back, and the gains will occur to surpass whatever you bought. I am confident in that. So we talk about the harnessing the blockchain technology in Europe. If you want to see this one, it talks about all sorts of stuff. Anti-money laundering. The purpose of this set to curb cryptocurrency enabled financial crimes, since a measure that cryptocurrency bourses and commercial banks operated under the same regulations. So they're talking about mandatory cryptocurrency exchange platforms to adhere to the region's know your customer and anti-money laundering. So, you know, you've got to talk about stuff like that, which is all fine. I think these regulations are all good. As long as they're careful, they're not trying to ban anything. It means they are trying to incorporate it and trying to, you know, bring it up to speed legally and so forth. So I think it's great. I think it's great news, to be honest. Next one is Bitcoin price is more reliable in 2018, says S-Fox executive. Although Bitcoin price and virtually all altcoins dropped during the course of 2018, an optics review coming from S-Fox, a cryptocurrency prime dealer for large-scale investors, reveals that the market has also become more stable this year after Wall Street companies joined the game. Have a good look at that if you want to have a look at it. Basically, that's good news as well. Stabilising market. I did say we're getting steadier growth. We probably will have splurts again. We'll probably have some bullish movement. All markets do have some bearish movements as well. But it is looking a little bit of a different year than in the past. But we'll see how it goes. Okay. Another one is Colombia. Colombia's president tells the cryptocurrency, come here and we'll even waive your taxes. So a quick brief look at this. This looks really good, by the way. If you made it big in cryptos, I'm yet to make it huge. You know, I've definitely got good gains, but you know, I'm not a rich man yet by any means. But Colombia's president just announced at the International Congress on Information and Communication Technology, the president of Colombia surprised the crowd with what may be the boldest offer to entice cryptocurrency-based business to relocate to a nation thus far. He's not the only nation to do it, of course. No taxes for 5 years. Just bring your business to Colombia and hire some of its citizens. Basically, he says, we want companies to be formed so that Colombia can be a great player in the sector. But many times the country's tax policy has been designed to make this type of approach an obstacle course for entrepreneurs. That is why I want us to take forward the exemption from income tax for 5 years for all companies that are set up for these sectors and generate a minimum number of jobs in the country. Also included in his plan is a new position of High Counselor that would oversee the whole thing and work with companies to help them set up shop in their country. So they're going to get assistance as well, as in, you know, somebody to help them with the political scene in that country. Fantastic. I think that's a superb idea. There's more countries who've done it. Some who don't, who are against cryptos, but a lot of countries who are thinking about it in that way and trying to capitalise on the progress of this technology. So it's great. Jumping on the blockchain. Something else, we've seen some other countries look at voting systems, and a Japanese city introduces a blockchain-based voting system. So I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, but Tsukuba is now the first Japanese city to test a voting system that incorporates blockchain technology. So from West Virginia to Switzerland, blockchain's incorporation into voting systems has created a buzz. Now the Japanese city is continuing the trend. According to Japan Times, a new online voting system that incorporates blockchain has been introduced to let citizens vote for different social contribution project proposals. It just goes to show you how wide use of this is and how this decentralization idea is absolutely superb. And I think the whole blockchain and putting so much stuff on there, including this kind of stuff, so many uses for it, this just goes to show you that it is being accepted and being worked upon. And it's got years to go yet, but the development is happening. Development is definitely happening. Now, talking about development, I did mention in my last video, I think it was, maybe last video or the video before, about basically ATM machines, Bitcoin ATM machines. Now, you might have heard this, you might not. Russian police have seized 22 Bitcoin ATMs. Now, this was a couple of days ago. Russian police seized 22 Bitcoin ATMs in countrywide crackdown. Basically, could the abrupt and announced seizure of 22 Bitcoin ATMs spread across 9 Russian cities signal the start of a wider crackdown on crypto commerce? I don't think so for Russia. It looks like they're on side for cryptocurrency, but who knows? Things change very quickly. When asked about the seizure, Artem Bedarev told local police outlet RBC that the order came from Russia's prosecutor John's office, adding, "I was told verbally that the inspection would take at least 6 months and that the ATMs wouldn't be returned until it's finished." Now, something a bit strange going on. If you look into it, it tells you, well, there is no ban on the purchase of cryptocurrency in the current legislation. The company complies with all the procedure established by the law. It pays tax and even identifies users despite the absence of such mandatory requirements. So it could be the start of crypto crackdown. Apparently, the authorities require the details of all their tax standing, exchange rate details, and what you know your customer, and anti-money laundering process that the company applies. So, what it says here, the crackdown also comes as Russian Federal Financial Monitoring Service refines plans to develop a system for tracking data connected to cryptocurrencies. This is about they're trying to sort out so they can track as much data as they can. They were talking about this the other day. So they want to really look closely at cryptocurrency. In a way, this is good news because it means that they do actually, and they are actually thinking about cryptos. Maybe a little bit negative. There is some positive, but at the end of the day, it's creeping through, and you can just see that it's very hard for them to cope with if they do want to control it. Okay. Now, obviously, regulation perhaps is needed for safeguarding many, many avenues and people, whether it's on the domestic purchasing front, on the investing front, whatever it is, even commercial. So we have to be careful. Of course, regulation might be needed for various countries and various things to do with blockchains to protect people. But you can see that it's being basically looked at in great detail on both sides of the coin. People are really loving it and interested in, countries that aren't, etc. Keep an eye on this space. Let's see what Russia do if they haven't already give the ATMs back. Let's see what they do with this ATM situation. Okay, one more thing, which is Walmart. Save money, buy Bitcoin. Walmart introduces $1 chocolate cryptocurrency. So, while investors complain over suppression of Bitcoin price in 2018, the largest cryptocurrency quietly debuted at US Walmart stores for just £1. Now, what they're talking about here is milk chocolate coin. So, Bitcoin. So basically, Walmart is selling chocolate Bitcoins for $1 each, or $1 a bag, I think it is. So there we go. It's somebody says here. What did they say here? So they talk about this as something. It's something quite silly, but they're talking about the fact that at least it's getting more and more exposure. So it is getting the cryptos and Bitcoin a bit more exposure, really, and a bit of promotion and stuff like that as well. Obviously it is, and very good it is. And I'm a bit of a chocoholic, so I'd love that myself. Anyway, I hope this has been some good news for you. Sorry again, I have to jump on, rush through it. I hope that I've come across okay and you've got all the good info that you need. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you do like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike it, I always say you can dislike it as well. It's not a problem. If you have subscribed and you haven't hit that notification button yet, don't forget to touch that. It's a notification bell just to the side of the subscribe. So if you are subscribing for the first time, subscribe, but also hit that notification bell, and then you'll get more info off me and you'll know what's going on. Hopefully, I'll be on in the next few days. I've got a load more stuff that I want to talk to you about. And hopefully I'll see you in 2 or 3 days, guys. Speak to you soon.